What if I told you this man, 80 years old, ran a full marathon, barefoot, after doctors said he'd never walk again? You don't find strength when life is easy. You find it when you're bleeding, broken, and still moving forward. They don't see your early mornings. They don't see your late nights. They don't hear the doubts in your head when you're training alone in silence. But someday, they'll hear the roar you've been building in that silence. Every legend was a nobody. Every name you remember was once forgotten. Do you know when the fire starts? Not in the spotlight. Not in the wind. It starts when you're in the dark, and you still choose to move. Elijah was told he'd never play sports again. At 16, a car accident shattered his leg. But he didn't quit. He didn't even hesitate. He trained through pain, silently. For 3 years, he was invisible. Then came one race, one chance, one moment. There's always someone more talented. But you? You're the one who doesn't stop. What happens when the gifted quit, and the obsessed stay hungry? History remembers the obsessed. Discipline is showing up after the applause is gone. When no one watches. When no one claps. When no one cares. That's where your crown is built. Everybody wants greatness, until they meet pain. You say you want success. Then why are you scared of the process that creates it? The question isn't, can you go further? The real question is, can you suffer longer than they can? Your pain is the receipt for the legacy you're building. Every second of it counts. Remember Elijah? The boy with the shattered leg? He came back. Quietly. He trained alone, limped through sprints, bled in silence. Then, one race. Senior year. No one believed in him. And he didn't win. No gold. No applause. But he crossed the finish line, faster than anyone imagined. He became the standard. And when recruiters watched the tape, not one looked away. He got the call. He got the scholarship. He became the one they couldn't ignore. Maybe your win doesn't look like theirs. Maybe your victory is showing up, when every reason says quit. It's about heat. The heat that forges iron into steel. Every ignored moment. Every time you were looked over. Every rejection, it's all been a test. Not of talent. Of toughness. You don't need the world to notice you right now. You need to become someone they can't ignore. The best revenge isn't proving them wrong. It's becoming so great, they have no choice but to remember your name. You've got hours left today. Let's keep going. Let's build a legend. Motivation is a spark. Obsession is the wildfire. You don't wake up inspired every day. You wake up committed. There's a difference. Most people stop when the music fades. But obsession keeps dancing in the silence. When you're obsessed, failure isn't the end. It's just fuel. When you're obsessed, you train when others sleep, study when others party, work when others quit. Obsession isn't healthy, but neither is mediocrity. Pick your poison. Ava was the quiet one. Everyone underestimated her. At school. At home. Even she doubted herself. But something changed. Not overnight. Not in a movie montage. In small, brutal hours. In waking up at 4 a.m. to study while her siblings slept. In working double shifts and still acing her classes. She didn't have time to cry. She barely had time to breathe. But she had fire. For years later, she walked across that graduation stage. Not just with honors, but with offers. Offers from companies that once wouldn't even read her name. Ava didn't just change her life. She shattered every limit they tried to place on her. Success isn't always exciting. Most of the time, it's painfully boring. It's doing the same reps, reading the same chapters, repeating the same drills. Winners don't need excitement. They need execution. If you can fall in love with boredom, you'll beat every distracted genius. The grind isn't pretty, but it's honest. The world still doesn't know Ava's name, but her family does. Her community does. Her younger sister does, and now she believes she can do the same. That's what power looks like. It's quiet. It's relentless. And it multiplies. Your breakthrough might not be a headline, but it could be the spark that sets someone else on fire. You've made it to hour 2. That means something. Most people never start. Most who start never stay. You're not most people. This isn't just another video. This is your test. Can you keep pushing when everything says stop? Every rep, every step, every second of pain, it's carving out the unbreakable version of you. Don't stop now. Because on the other side of this hour, a stronger version of you is waiting. You're not here to be average. You're here to become undeniable. Let's take it higher. Let's take it deeper. Somewhere, someone has already written your ending. They said you won't make it. You're not smart enough. Not strong enough. Not disciplined enough. Rip that script up. Burn it. And start writing your own. You're not here to repeat history. You're here to make it. Everything they said about you is about to become irrelevant. Because the next chapter? You're writing it in sweat, in silence, in sacrifice. There is a cost to becoming great. Time. Pain. Isolation. You will lose people. You will lose comfort. You might even lose yourself for a while. But what you gain is everything. You'll gain clarity, power, peace. You'll become so locked in, so laser-focused, that distractions can't even find you anymore. Marcus came from nothing. Grew up with 5 siblings in a 2-bedroom apartment. Most nights, they didn't have dinner. He didn't have dreams. Until one teacher handed him a book and said, "You could do more than survive. You could lead." He studied under candlelight. Got into college. Worked 2 jobs. Started a business. Failed. Tried again. And again. Marcus didn't blow up overnight. He built brick by brick. At 29, he bought his mom a home. At 30, he hired 40 employees. And today? He's feeding the same community that once fed him lies. You think success is on a stage. Under lights. In loud applause. It's not. It's in the work no one sees. The deleted drafts. The early alarms. The lonely practices. The missed parties. You don't become great when the world sees you. You become great when no one does. You are building something massive in the shadows. And when it finally steps into the light, the world won't believe what you've become. But legends are built in hours no one else is willing to count. You've earned every second of this. Now, go earn the next hour. It only gets harder from here. And that's exactly why it's worth it. If you're hurting right now, good. That means you're still in the game. Pain is the language of growth. It's not your enemy. It's your teacher. You think pain is a punishment? No. Pain is a prerequisite. Every tear, every cramp, every crack in your voice when no one listens, that's the sound of something unbreakable being built. Everyone has a breaking point. The question is, what will you do when you meet yours? Will you fold? Or will you forge? Pressure isn't the end. It's the proving ground. Diamonds aren't made in comfort, they're formed in chaos, under pressure, over time. Most people break and never come back. But you? You're not most people. The story of Kai. Kai was a dropout. Failed 2 classes. Nearly gave up on school. Everyone told him he wasn't cut out for more. But instead of quitting, he rewrote the rules. He studied in the janitor's closet because the library was too loud. He worked night shifts and still passed every final. Sometimes the only thing more powerful than talent is refusal. Refusal to quit. Refusal to stay down. Today, Kai runs a startup helping kids just like him find second chances. He wasn't born different. He chose different. You won't always know what's next. That's not a curse. It's a gift. The unknown is where champions are made. Where courage speaks louder than comfort. Most people wait until they're ready. But winners move before they are. Fear is a compass. If it scares you, it probably matters. So go. Move. Speak. Build. Fail. Rise. Because on the other side of fear is the life they said you couldn't live. Most would have tapped out. Most would have said, that's enough. But not you. You've come this far. Now comes the part that defines legends. Welcome to the final stretch. The final fire. Let's finish what we started. This is where most stop. Not because they can't, but because they've never pushed this far. You're in the zone where average breaks down, and the extraordinary begins. If your lungs are burning, your legs are shaking, and your mind is screaming, good. That means you're right where you're supposed to be. Growth never feels like glory. It feels like war. You've defeated doubt. You've outrun fatigue. But now you face the hardest enemy of all, the voice inside. The voice that says, why bother? The one that whispers, you've done enough. Silence it. Not with words. With action. You don't negotiate with weakness. You train it. You tame it. And then you break it. This is where greatness is decided. Not by applause, but by what you do when no one claps. They won't remember your comfort. They won't quote your easy days. But they will talk about how you stood up when you had every reason to sit down. Legacy isn't built when it's easy. Legacy is built when it hurts the most. So ask yourself, what will they say about you? That you tried? Or that you finished? That you were inspired? Or that you became the inspiration? This is it. The final stretch. The last rep, the last second. No more theory. No more waiting. It's you versus you. Let them watch. Let them doubt. Let them say you're done. And then, prove you're not. This isn't just about today. This is about who you become from this moment on. You are not ordinary. You are not average. You are not invisible. You are becoming the one they can't ignore. The mission continues. Now go. Go build your legacy.